Welcome back to Isaac! This is Psychedelic Eyeball, and it's about time that we start tackling on challenges. So we're gonna take a break from the main game for this update and start going through this little list that we have here, which is very poorly coordinated, as you can see, because honestly the challenges are not really sorted in any sort of meaningful way, but we'll start at least with the first one of the lot, Pitch Black. So basically every challenge of the game has you against certain obstacles or conditions that you have to overcome in order to win the game. This one challenge makes it so that every level in the game will have a Curse of Darkness, which makes the entire level pitch black just like that. And finally we also have Curse of the Unknown, which prevents you from being able to see the amount of health that you have. Oh my god, this is already off a great start. I really like it whenever these flies don't feel like attacking you, and when it's completely impossible to even hurt them. These flies can pretty much be complete bastards when they want to be. Okay, so right now I only have one bomb, but I'm still gonna get the tarot card here, just in the likelihood that it could be justice. Oh hey, we still have a good card regardless. And what are the odds of me not ever using it? You bet it will be pretty high. With that said, the first challenge of the game is a pretty easy one compared to most of the other ones that you'll see in the game, just on the ground that this one has treasure rooms. For the most part, you will never see a treasure room in a challenge like this one. There usually will only be shops. Well, this one challenge is the complete opposite. There's no shops, but there's treasure rooms to be found. I think I might have an idea as to why there are no shops, and it's basically whenever you donate a certain amount of money, you unlock an item which is called the Black Candle, and this one nullifies curses entirely. So if you had that, I'm pretty sure that this entire challenge will be completely trivialized, because then you will not have to deal with any of the black room and inability to see your health bar kind of thing. Also, something else that I've noticed concerning this one challenge, generally for most of the rooms that you'll encounter into this kind of Curse of the Darkness, there'll always be those little luminous flies that illuminate the room for you, but most of the time you won't see any single one of them, so pretty much every single room that you'll see will be pitch black on this one challenge. Honestly, I think that darkness is just more annoying than challenging, so all in all, it's not really a hard challenge. So let's just enjoy the quiet ride through the very mysterious basement. Also, whenever you have challenges, you'll always have this one icon of a trophy being put behind a denied sign. Well, basically that's a sign that tells that during challenge runs, you are unable to unlock items or get new achievements, so generally it's much better to simply skip to the chase and finish every level as fast as you can, because there is nothing that you can do in order to work on any possible achievements that might help unlocking new items. For instance, bombing out all of those tinted rocks with an X on it. And yeah, those rocks are always crafty. Beware whenever you destroy blocks where these things are connected, because you never really know what could happen. So I might as well use the item that I've collected, which is Telepathy for Dummy. Kind of a poor spacebar item in overall, because there's an item that does the same exact thing, but for free and in every single room, so honestly this item is kind of a throwaway. So what it does is make your shots home, but yeah, Spoonbender does that for free and without any kind of activation limit, so all in all this item is kind of worthless. And the worst thing is that was added in the expansion pack of the original Isaac, as in, oh, this game absolutely needed this new item in order for the player to remain competitive. But yeah, devil rooms are not always about giving you items for free. Sometimes you also get treasure chests, and here we go. Goodbye. Telepathy for Dummy, this item is a whole lot better. Guppy Z creates attack flies for you every single time you activate it, and you can activate it every single room that you get yourself in, because it has a 1 room recharge rate. and additionally hits one of the items that count toward getting Guppy, so yeah, without even trying, we're already 200-300 Guppy meters, so let's see if we can somehow get Guppy for a third time in a row. At this point, I'm pretty sure that people will think that I'm just cherry-picking playthroughs in order to get the one where I get the best luck, but no, that's really how it went, and so far I even seem to have really shitty luck concerning bosses, because in almost every run that I've did in the basement so far, all of the bosses have always been Monstro, or Larry, or finally Dingle. Honestly, I wish that I will see the other bosses a little bit more. Oh, here we have another controversial item in the game, soy milk. This makes your firing rate really fast, but it also makes your damage really bad. It's an atrocious item on its own, but coupled with the right items, it can be amazing, however. But with that said, there's definitely better you can do in terms of items. Generally, the best way to use soy milk is to already have it piercing, because your shots will always have a tendency to push enemies out of your way, and therefore this can be really disruptive to use. Oh, here we have a new boss. I mean, we have seen him in one other run of the game previously, somewhere into the depths, because after some time this guy just appears as a regular enemy, but yeah, he's just a souped up version of Larry Jr., I guess, except this one goes diagonally, and yeah, he's about as hard as you think he is. So yeah, now you can see the main problem with soy milk. Sometimes it can be really tricky to kill enemies with it. Good thing that I have black hearts in order to do the job for me. Also, when the item description for soy milk popped out earlier, you saw that it was defined as a special item. And what exactly is a special item in this game? Well, special items are essentially the items of the game that are deemed as being way more powerful than most of the other items in the game, and therefore, every time that you see an item which is labeled as a special item, you will have less and less chance to see special items through your run. As in, whenever the game will spawn another special item, it will just be rerolled into something else, and you will fail to see the item altogether. Also, I seem to have run out of keys, so I'm gonna need to work until my further treasure. But yeah, for the most part, I'm still doing pretty well despite having this item. But chocolate milk also helps out with soy milk because it gives out a straight damage boost to this item. Even though that in real life, I don't think that you'd want to ever mix both of these things together, because I don't expect it to taste really all that good. Yeah, we saw that trinket in another run, but it might be a good time to pick it up, because honestly, I don't have other trinkets that I'd want to carry. Essentially, this makes you gain 1 health back every time you see a boss, and bosses start with 15% less health. The only catch to it is that you cannot drop this trinket once that you collect it. You're stuck with it for the entirety of the run, so you better deal with the consequences of having it in your inventory. Yeah, at this point, I might as well just carry the Anarchist Cookbook, because with the damage that I have, Guppy's head is unfortunately no longer too useful, because my flies are now as strong as my tears, and yeah, my tears do pitiful damage, so essentially my 4 flies are not really worth anything. Right now, the troll bombs will do a whole lot more for me. Yeah, I think I somehow got the big poop that was at the bottom of the screen, without even trying to aim for it. Yeah, you never really know what can happen with this one item. Oh, and what do you know, it's gonna be another one of these playthroughs again! We're Guppy! I don't know, it just seems like Guppy is much easier to acquire in Rebirth than it was in the original game. I can't really explain why, but that's pretty much the way it is. So yeah, my flies still deal very bad damage, but the thing is, I spawn a fly every single time one of my shots hits, so in the end, I still have an army of really small damage pellets that will be upcoming in your face. Yeah, earlier I was talking about not being able to drop the tick, you saw how it is. I cannot pick up this other trinket because the tick takes up the entire spot. And yeah, might as well bomb this machine just in order to get whatever we can. Even though money is not going to be too useful for this one playthrough in the slightest, considering that there's no shops. So if we ever wanted our money to be any useful, we'll have to cross our fingers and hope that we find a beggar somewhere. Otherwise, it's worth absolutely nothing. Alright, we went through the entire place. Let's say hello to Chubb. And it's time to see what our troll bombs can do for us concerning this boss. I think it worked out okay. Also, concerning the brown thing, which is being swung all over me, you can use this in order to deal damage to enemies, but it's kind of hard to use, and honestly I don't really recommend it. The only reason why you'd ever want to pick Guppy's airball in a regular playthrough is in order to become Guppy. Other than that, you might as well just skip this item altogether because it has close to no use. But you can be sure that at one time you will be forced to use this item because it's gonna be the subject matter of a challenge that we'll have to tackle at some point. Yep, that's another trinket we cannot pick up because of the tick. And yeah, pretty sure I could replace the Anarchist Cookbook with this. I mean, I don't really need the extra firepower anymore. And yeah, Book of Sin allows you to get random items every couple of rooms or so. So all in all, it's always handy to have around, and it's definitely way more predictable. Oh, alright, we finally saw those blue flies lying all over the place. I was wondering if we'd see them at some point, but apparently in the depths they have more chance to appear, because I guess it's already pretty dark, so maybe what I said about those things earlier was completely false. Oh well, we'll have to see later if that kind of thing happens. Again, after we'll see the entire Curse of Darkness into a regular playthrough, because right now, in our current status of the game, curses are not a thing that are bound to happen yet. So far, we only have one of them happen on us, and it was Curse of the Labyrinth. But once that the game will get harder, and it's probably going to happen pretty soon, but okay, let's give a hand to the two useless red hearts. I'm not even sure I have more than one container right now. I have no clue what my health is, but yeah. The general consensus to avoiding any kind of problem for this challenge is, don't get it. So, might as well talk about one slight peeve that I have concerning the challenges of this game, and it's basically the way they're handed to you in the game. Honestly, the ordering of the challenges in the game make absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's like, when you start a new game, the challenges that will be unlocked to you right off the beginning will be challenge 1, 2, 3, and then after that 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. It's like, I'm not entirely sure the developer knew how to count really well, because the way the challenges are ordered make absolutely no sense. And now, here's for a tricky boss, but thankfully our arsenal will make full work of him. This is the Cage, and he's one of the most feared enemies of the game, because at some point in the game you'll start encountering them in pairs, and basically when there's two of these things rolling all over the room like that, they become really hard to deal with. Oh, hey, we have extra damage, but now, considering that the huge negative modifier that soy milk have, you need to pick up a lot of damage boosting items in order for your damage to really be different. So, here we are, it's the end of the line. Yeah, all of the challenges will have a set ending point, no matter where you are in the game. This one challenge ends whenever you defeat Mom, and by that I mean regular Mom, so we're almost at the end of our journey already. When I told you that this was not a very hard challenge, well, In fact, I could end the challenge right now, but hey, you know, I still have my little feeling of discovery. I want to see what item we can pick up into this one floor before we put an end to the game. And no, I'm not opening a brown chest in order to just go through the boss rush or whatever. Goodbye, homing tumor, you will never be missed. And what the hell is up with this giant room with absolutely nothing? That's definitely an anomaly. Most of the time that you see a huge room like that, it's always full of enemies and stuff to do, but here there was absolutely nothing, so I'm not entirely sure what it's up with that. And yeah, I always love it whenever you use all of your item energy in order to activate the Book of Sin, and you get a battery which allows you to reuse the Book of Sin again. It's like, hey, your entire try was wasted, but hey, try it again, because I'm pretty sure you can do better next time. And considering that I've now decided to check out the entire floor, you can be sure that the very last room that I'll see will probably be the one that has the treasure room that I'm looking for. And yeah, those skeleton heads are just annoyance enemies. You cannot hurt them at all. The only way to defeat them is to defeat every other enemy in the room. Oh boy, I'm so glad that I went through the treasure room, because this item is sure fantastic. Oh, sorry, I think I choked myself while I was saying that. So yeah, the butter bean just does that. It pushes enemies slightly away from you, and honestly I'm surprised that it works even well against one enemy in the game. That's just further testament to how worthless the hollow is as an enemy. And yeah, don't ask me why the hell I was grinding at the freaking slot machine. Once again, we have nothing to gain out of this. I mean, maybe we can get something good out of the deal, but nah. You party all of your health and money away in order to gain the right to fart in your enemy's face. Oh well, I guess we can get further sayings of the slot machine over here, but I think the only thing that we'll be wasting here is our time, because this machine will spawn a shitload of trinkets and we will not be able to collect a single one of them. Hooray us, I have no clue what the hell I was thinking here, so let's just speed things a little bit more, because honestly right now there's no point in watching any of this. And why the hell am I further going through all of this masquerade? Come on, get a grip of yourself, stop gambling already! Alright, come on, this is getting dumb already. Let's just further skip the hell out of this thing so that we can finally be done. Marin, reproduce! Marin, reproduce! Marin, reproduce! Well, that was 45 coins well spent. Alright, it's time to get our Emperor card in order to warp all the way to Mom. Okay, so I ended up using the card afterward, even though it served absolutely no purpose because I could just have walked there. Instead, I probably should have brought my Empress card, because I will have get some extra damage. And yeah, what we're seeing here is a special brand of Mom. It's Red Berserk Mom. Essentially, she just tries to stomp you ultra fast, instead of spawning a shit ton of enemies and deal with you the way that she normally does. And yeah, you still have the boss rush afterwards, but there's no reason to do it. Just collect your trophy and move on. And that's it. That's our first challenge of the game. So, coming up next will be the next playthrough that we'll have to do in the game. So, what will be going on from now on is that I will need to play through every single character that has yet to be showcased into the game, and it's you, the viewer, that must decide which character will be played. In the next video, I will play as Lazarus because I had a bunch of requests in order to showcase him, and then afterwards I will play as Azazel because that was a result of the poll that I had ran on which character I shall showcase next, so it's time to go through all of this again. As of the posting of this video, there will be a poll where you must decide which character will be the next one I'll play as. You will be able to see the link to that poll on the Something Awful forums, on my Twitter account, as well as in the YouTube description of the video, so if you haven't done so already, go ahead and vote in order to decide on which character I will play after Azazel and Lazarus. So coming up next, let's play as Lazarus.